So I think I fixed the microphone issue, and that I fixed it by not wearing the microphone. So at least I figured that out. So hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. Anyway, I'm going to start knitting a hat today. This is a Pearl Soho pattern. It's a free pattern, so I will link it in the description. It's called, hang on, I gotta go back through, the Big Cuff Hat. And there's their picture of it. Obviously, this is copyright of Pearl Soho and not me. I'm just showing you because it's cute. And they use pretty colors. But before I started my low buy that I'm trying to be better about, I accidentally opened a Pearl Soho email, which I really should have known better because everything they make is gorgeous. And so they were like, here's a, this paintbrush mohair, I think is what the yarn is called, is currently on sale. And here's this cool pattern you can make with it. And I went, ooh, and bought 6 skeins of it. So the first color I got, which I don't think I'm going to use today because I'm a little nervous about it, is this, which the camera does not do it justice. It is this gorgeous, like, fluorescent pink. It's called Wild Guava. And this is not normally my kind of color, but I just needed to have it. So I bought enough of this to make a hat. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to do this one first. Mostly because if I mess up another hat with that lovely stuff, I'm going to be pissed. Anyway, so I also got a much more normal me color, which is this gorgeous, like, slightly grayish blue. It doesn't work using the hand thing when it's a giant ball of yarn. So there's that. Again, the light in here is not great, so the camera's not doing either one of these colors justice. This one's called Stormy Sea. So this is the one I'm going to try and start with today. I'm going to take them all out of this bag so it stops making so many colors. Okay, so do I need to roll this? Anyway, this is paintbrush mohair from Pearl Soho. It is 75% kid mohair and 25% Peruvian Pima cotton. And it is worsted / air into chunky bulky weight. And yet, for some reason, I'm knitting it on size 5s. I feel like it should be on bigger. But it's a mohair, so that's probably... It looks like it has center pull, thank God. Because it's... Yeah, anyway. Comes with 50 grams, 120 yards. It is hand wash, cold, lay flat to dry, which is fabulous. And it's made in Peru. So I've got 3 skeins because that's what, well, because no matter what size I also tend to buy like at least 1 extra skein of yarn, just in case. But also I haven't finished a project since, I don't know, before the pandemic. It's been a while. I think the last thing I actually finished was a scarf. And that was, maybe it's center pull. I think that's, oh, that's from the outside. No, let me have center pull. Well, I guess I'll survive. Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go. I've never done mohair before. Well, we'll see. So anyway, so I have size 5 knitting needles, circulars. These are 16-inch because the lady at the yarn store was like, if it's not going to be a hat for a baby, you're probably okay with 16s instead of 12s, which is the other. And then I also got size 5 double pointed needles for when you get to the top and you have to start doing decreases. That's usually, if I make it past joining in the round. That's usually where I screw things up, so. Oh, Lord. So, oh, I do need a removable stitch mark. So I'll probably just use these since I got them today. And they're right here, so I don't have to go find other stitch markers. I have other stitch markers, but you know, you can never have too many, if you ask me, because they tend to walk away. So, oh boy, I do believe this calls for a long tail cast on. So I don't know which size I need to do. Let me go measure my head. Okay, I'm back. I measured my head. I probably want to make the adult small. Toddler, kid, adult. No, wait, what? Toddler, kid, adult, small. Oh, baby, toddler, kid, adult, small. Okay. I swear, I sort of know how to read patterns. Anyway. Okay, so cast on. I need a pen. Where's my pen? So I need to cast on 92 stitches. Okay. So let's see. So let's do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So this is probably just egregiously more than I actually need, but I am terrified of running out of yarn for a long tail cast on, so I tend to overestimate. And now I need to remember how to do long tail cast on. Give me a second. Okay, I feel like I have to remind myself how to do that every single time I start something. So, knotty knot, knot, knot. And then I want that there, right? No. Except I want it on this side. Oh boy. Okay. And then we go clamp. Okay. 2. So 3. 4. 5. 6. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Okay. that. Yay, I did 10 stitches. This is going to be interesting to knit with. Okay, 82 more. 1, 2, 3, 7, 9, 20. Nope, not yet. Okay, that's 20. So I have a tendency to lose count very quickly when I'm knitting, at least on circulars. I don't know. I don't math good, I guess. So even if they're like, cast on 900 stitches and then place 1 stitch marker, I have a tendency to put 1 stitch marker every, I don't know, 20 or so stitches. So I'll do like all pink ones until I get to the end, and then I'll use it, because these are pink and blue, I'll use a blue one for the end so that I don't go insane trying to do this. Making sure this is all facing the same direction before I join in the round should be interesting as well. So I wonder if this is, it doesn't mention anything about doing an extra stitch to join in the round, which is how I normally do it. So I don't know. I'll worry about that in a bit. I've still got 72 stitches to go, and I lost the stitch marker already. Okay, onward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, halfway through another 20. So at least you can kind of see what I'm doing with this, because I don't tend to have it down here like I do with the cross stitch. So, you know, that's beneficial. Do not take this as a tutorial. I literally have to go watch a long tail cast on tutorial every single time I need to do it. So, and I've never finished anything more complicated than a scarf. Now, don't get me wrong, I love to knit. I find it incredibly soothing. I'm just not very good at it. All right, so that was 10. 1, two. Crap, messed that up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so that's 20 more. One of the things that appealed to me about this pattern is it's basically all basic knit stitch. So I was like, maybe I can actually do that. And then it's got a note about slip 2, knit 1, pass slipped stitches over, which Purl Soho apparently has a tutorial on it on their, I'm assuming on their website or on their YouTube. I will certainly be linking this pattern in the description. I think I said that already. But yeah, I thought maybe if I don't have to do like knit 2, purl 2 cuffing, ribbing for the cuff, and don't have to like, I don't know. I'm just hoping this one goes better than the last hat I tried to knit. I don't think there's anything wrong with the pattern. I think it's just that I didn't do a very good job, and then I failed to decrease properly. And like I did something weird with the DPNs the first time I actually made it to that stage, and it didn't go very well, guys. So yeah, hopefully this one will go better. If I end up having to frog it again, I might just give up on hats entirely. Maybe I could make a pretty scarf with all this yarn. But no, I really hope I actually manage to do this one. I dumped out all of the stitch markers onto my mat here. So I'm trying to put them away again, and then I will go back to casting on. So yeah. There. Okay. Where were we? That was 20, so put that on. Hopefully that's 20. I guess I could count it. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 14, 16, 18, 19. I was apparently 19 and not 20. I guess it's a good thing I counted it. Okay. There, 20. So I will say, I'm not sure I'm going to like knitting with this mohair, but it seems fairly forgiving in that I can't see the stitches very well. Hang on, let me recount this again. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21. I knew it. Okay. Oh boy. So that's 40. I've heard, you hear stories about knitting with mohair. So we'll see how it goes. 2, 3, 10, halfway to another 20. Yay. I lost count again. Was that 10? Did I do an 11th one? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, that can't be 12. What? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that is 12. And this is why I use so many stitch markers. 12. Okay. 13. 14. 20. Okay, 20. 20, 40. So we're at 60. 60. Okay, let's keep going. There is apparently a way to get the nylon-y bit to relax, but I didn't bother. And with the bamboo at the end, or wood, I'm not sure if this is bamboo or not, but I went with wooden ones instead of stainless ones this time because typically I prefer stainless because I like how smooth they are and it makes things go a little faster, but I thought it might be a better idea if I made this one a little slow. And the wood is a little stickier with the yarn. So you go a little slower. So, all right. 20 more. Not total, but before I put another stitch marker in. So. 1. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can also post, I'll put a link to it's on YouTube, the tutorial I normally watch. At this point, I have watched it enough times that mostly I just need to remind myself of the beginning and the scissory bit, and then the twist. I remember that part. That was 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. And 20. Of course, I do have to recount this now. Not now, but in general, just to make sure I didn't lose track. So, see how it's like there's a little like core bit that kind of helps with the counting. But it is very, very fuzzy yarn. I don't think it's quite chenille fuzzy, but it's pretty fuzzy. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. go me. This may be the best I've done at casting on correctly in a while. So, all right, so that's 80. 20, 40, 60, 80. So I need 12 more. And then I'll have to go remind myself how to join in the round with an extra stitch. So I think I don't remember where I have to place the stitch marker. If it goes after I knit the two together or before. Like I said, I'll have to go remind myself. So 12 more. I probably should have had this wound. Anyway, if I manage to get this hat actually made, I'm thinking about giving it to my mom. Because I've never knit her anything before. Because I've only finished like 2 projects ever. So 12 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I think I got it. I will post links to both the, hang on, let me do one more. So 1 extra. Okay, so let me make sure this is all facing the same way because I don't want it twisted. So I want it all on the inside. Let me spread it out a little bit so I can make sure it's all on the inside. Yes, okay. So the tutorial says, in order to join in the round, you slip the first tight stitch over. There we go. And then you pull, oh wow, I can't tell. That's gonna be bad. All right, and then you pull your, wow. Okay, pull the extra stitch over it. Wow. Okay, I think I did that. And then that should join you in the round. Wow, I don't think that did that at all. I think I just slipped it back and forth. Okay. So, okay, I might have made this too tight. I might have to, hang on. Let's go make sure everything's inside. It's not twisted. All right, I slipped. All right, we're gonna do, so I slipped, wow. Oh, this is messy. Wow, you guys. Oh, I might have just screwed that up literally immediately. Literally immediately. I don't know what I did. Great. Just great. Okay, well, there's that stitch. All right, let's try that again, I guess. And somehow I think I got a knot in it. Wonderful. Okay. All right, now I have to count these stitches again, which I think I made too tight. Son of a gun. Okay, so that should be 12. 1, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. All right, so do an extra one. Let's try this again. Okay, so that's the extra stitch. And then we move all this over here. And then make sure everything is on the inside. Okay, so you slip your first stitch and then you go, okay, I think I got it this time. Okay, I think that's it. I think I got it. Yay. All right, so then you are joined in the round. So the tail is my tail now. Yes, and I'm going to start knitting with the actual yarn. So, so knit every round until piece measures 10 inches from the cast on edge. So now I just knit a lot. Wow. Okay. Wow, this is tiny. And I am blind as a bat with this. Okay. I'm gonna have to make this. I may have made this way too tight. Hey. Okay. Oh wow. This is gonna be interesting. So I'm probably going to stop about here because this is already 32 minutes long and all I did was cast on and knit 3 stitches. But so far, I get why people don't like knitting with mohair, but it's not too bad. It's just kind of hard to see. But I'm optimistic. So anyway, this is our first non-cross stitch video. Which is kind of exciting. I don't know, is there like, I feel like, should I add yarn tube to my tags? Oh, I don't have to switch it around. I could also get out, I do have another project that I've been working on off and on for a year. That's a garter stitch cowl. I like these needles. I'm glad I got these wooden needles. But yeah, go me. I guess I'll finish out the 20 since I'm here. Or 21. So I could do a video of that as well. So knitting with my arms up like this makes my arms hurt. So I don't love that, but maybe I could do comfy chair videos with this. I definitely cast on too tight. Hopefully that won't bite me in the ass. I typically have okay tension once I've got my groove going, but I do have a tendency to cast on pretty tight. I guess that's something I will need to work on. I know you're really supposed to like use just the tips of the needles for the actual knitting to help keep it looser, but I'm also very bad at that. Anyway, yeah. Go ahead and throw me a like if you don't mind. Feel free to subscribe if you want to watch me possibly fail at making a hat, and also work on cross-stitch projects and making felt hearts, brooches for BTS in August, and whatever other crafty projects my little heart so desires. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I feel like I did better than I was expecting to do, so that's good. And anyway, yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.